How's it going, guys? So I had this idea. I'm taking a gap year this year to work on film production and photography and a ton of fun stuff like that. My idea was, since last year I did an independent study on film production, that's kind of same thing, and I did a weekly blog on my website kind of detailing exactly what I was working on each week. My idea is for this gap year now, I'll do kind of the same thing but in a video form, basically documenting what I'm doing during my gap year, because a lot of it is very visual. I don't really want to call this a vlog, even though it is a video version of the blog that I was doing. I'd like to call it more of a mini documentary each week of kind of what I'm doing. It's going to be styled in the version of a documentary. We'll see. I don't really know what this is going to be. So that's what this is. I am entirely making this for myself, so if you care to watch or not, if you know who I am or not, that does not really matter to me, and I can't wait to see what comes out of this. Without any further ado, here's week 1 of my gap year. I started the week off with a drive to the Buffalo airport for my first flight lesson. It just so happened to fall on September 11th, 2018. So this is the plane that I'll be flying in for basically the next year. It's a Cessna 150. It was made back in 1974, I believe, but it still runs absolutely great. I'll be getting my private pilot's license in this plane, so I'll be spending a lot of time in this cockpit. This is Craig. He's my flight instructor. He's a cool dude.
So here he goes. He's in action. It's in record mode. So you got feet on the brakes. Okay, fire it over. Pull it back. There you go. Move forward. There we go. So we watch our wingtips. Looks good. Push to the left. We'll follow that taxiway. Good. Okay, then we go back to 1,000. Then all you do is pull the mixture.
We were up for about an hour and I was flying for basically that entire time, but I did not get any footage of that. Maybe next week. The next day I started a new project that required going into the attic to rewire some lights in the garage. It's always a fun time going up in the attic, but it can get to be quite a bit of work, crawling through small holes and up and down ladders just trying to get to the place where I'm trying to go to. Luckily it was a cool day up there, so I didn't have to worry too much about overheating. So the reason I was up here was to create a new position for a light in the garage over the workbench, which did not have any illumination before. This was part of a larger project that took place in the past 2 months, basically resealing the garage floor, getting new garage doors, and then completely replacing all of the lights in the garage. So I'm going to New York tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. It is currently 8 p.m. The night before. I have nothing packed. I have no idea how I'm getting to the airport. I have no idea what I'm doing there. But I can guarantee you one thing. It'll be quite fun. This is Mike. He's the stunt pilot. He's a crazy dude, and you'll see a lot of him in the future.
Alright, 6 a.m. Let's go. I brought 2 boxes of books.
Okay. There's a little switch right here.
Okay.
Okay, now it's in sport mode.
So sportier?
So it's, yeah, you barely have to press the throttle at all.
So we have it in sport mode now?
Yep.
So is that the mode you drive in it most of the time?
A fair amount, yes.
Aren't you sporty? You can't just tell me we put it in sport mode and then just expect me not to. You know that, right?
I know that.
There you go. So as I'm holding my coffee and driving, and we'll probably open for jumpers, so we'll have at least 2 flights.
And boom, just like that, we made it to Stuart, New York. This is the hangar where Mike's plane was kept during the air show. The hangar where Mike's plane was at was about 3 miles from the actual show site, which goes over the runway of the airport, and I got a ride from these two nice New Yorkers who were friends of another pilot who were there, and they were also going to the show site.
Do all of the people that were performing here today, did they all stay there at the Sheraton?
We were at the 4 Points, is that the Sheraton?
Yes.
Yes, I think most of them are there.
Thank you. Going right over the grass, right here.
Down 2, B-25 is clear. Clear for takeoff. The airspace is yours.
Oh, it's muddy out here. Look at this. Oh, crap.
This is setting up for the ribbon cut, which is a stunt that Mike does later in his routine.
That really couldn't be any better.
It is one of the craziest to watch. Okay, I'm finally back home. Man, it's been an amazing week, and I get to start it all again tomorrow. That's it for this week. I'll see you next week.